Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Jim Reeves.
James Travis Reeves was born August 20th, 1924 in Galloway, Texas. He was the youngest of 8 children born to Mary Beulah Adams Reeves and Thomas Middleton Reeves. Known as Travis during his childhood years, Jim came from poverty and from a young age was exposed to tragedy. Jim's father died while Jim was still a child. When Jim Reeves was 12, his brother Alton was fatally struck by lightning. Reeves was the only member of his family to graduate from high school, and he attended the University of Texas on a baseball scholarship. However, Jim quit after only 6 weeks to work in the shipyards of Houston, Texas. He soon returned to baseball, playing in the semi-professional leagues before severing his sciatic nerve while pitching, which ended his athletic career. For the next few years, Reeves went through a number of blue-collar jobs while trying to decide on a profession. In 1947, he met and married schoolteacher Mary White. The couple never had children, as Jim Reeves was believed to be sterile due to complications from the mumps. Encouraged by his wife, Jim launched his musical career, appearing both as a solo artist and as the frontman for Moon Mulligan's band. At the same time, Reeves also pursued a career in broadcasting, becoming a DJ and a newsreader. In 1952, Reeves joined KWKH Radio in Shreveport, Louisiana, where he hosted the popular Louisiana Hayride show. One night, Jim was asked to fill in for country singer Hank Williams. In the audience was Faber Robinson, owner of Abbott Records, who immediately signed Reeves to a contract. Jim Reeves found success early on in his career with hits such as I Love You, a duet with Jenny Wright, Mexican Joe, and Bimbo, which reached number 1 on the U.S. country charts in 1954.
Bimbo, bimbo, where you gonna go, yo? Bimbo, bimbo, what you gonna do?
The following year, Reeves was signed to a 10-year recording contract with RCA Victor by Steve Scholes. Scholes went on to produce some of Reeves' first recordings at RCA Victor. Scholes signed another performer from the Louisiana Hayride that same year. His name, Elvis Presley.
Well, I think actually the greatest thrill was one Sunday morning I went to work as an announcer at KWKH in Shreveport. And the engineer punched the button on the intercom and says, "Your tune, Mexican Joe's, on the hit parade in Billboard magazine." I saw my name and I thought, well, now this got to be a misprint, not me, surely.
From his earliest recordings with RCA Victor, Reeves relied on the loud East Texas style, which was considered standard for country and western performers of that time. However, he developed a new style of singing over the course of his career. He said, "One of these days, I'm gonna sing like I want to sing." So he decreased his volume and used the lower registers of his singing voice with his lips nearly touching the microphone.
Out where the bright lights are glowing, you're drawn like a moth.
Amid protests from RCA, but with the endorsement of his producer Chet Atkins, Reeves used this new style in a 1957 recording, a demo song of Lost Love that had originally been intended for a female voice. It was titled Four Walls, which not only scored number 1 on the country music charts, but scored number 11 on the popular music charts as well. Reeves scored his greatest success with the Joe Allison composition He'll Have to Go, which landed on both the popular and country music charts, earning him a platinum record.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Let's pretend.
While Reeves enjoyed immense popularity in the United States, it was eclipsed by his popularity abroad, opening country music to a worldwide market. His album spent 696 weeks in the Norwegian top 20 charts, making him one of the most popular musical artists in the history of Norway. During the early 1960s, Reeves was more popular in South Africa than Elvis Presley. He recorded several albums in the Afrikaans language and starred in a South African film, Kimberly Jim.
When I was only very young, I used to tell such tales.
On Friday, July 31st, 1964, Reeves and his business partner and manager, Dean Manuel, left Batesville, Arkansas en route to Nashville in a single-engine Beechcraft Debonair aircraft. While flying over Brentwood, Tennessee, they encountered a violent thunderstorm and the aircraft plummeted to the ground. A subsequent investigation would show that Reeves, who was piloting the plane, had suffered spatial disorientation. Fellow friend and legendary musician Marty Robbins recalled hearing the wreck and alerting authorities to the direction of the impact. On the morning of August 2, 1964, after an intense search, the bodies of the singer and Dean Manuel were found in the wreckage of the aircraft. By 1 p.m. that day, radio stations across the United States announced Reeves' death. Thousands of mourners paid their last respects at his funeral 2 days later. The coffin, draped in flowers sent by fans, was driven through the streets of Nashville and then to Reeves' final resting place near Carthage, Texas. Jim Reeves was buried in a specially landscaped area by the side of Highway 79 in Texas. Reeves was elected posthumously to the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1967. They honored him by saying, "The velvet style of Gentleman Jim Reeves was an international influence. His rich voice brought millions of new fans to country music from every corner of the world. Although the crash of his private airplane took his life, posterity will keep his name alive because they will remember him as one of country music's most important performers." And now, 50 years later, we continue to remember Jim Reeves and his immense talent. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe.